I envision a very positive future for data in Australia. One of the nice things about Australia is that it's a large country, it's huge in diversity, both in geography and also its people. There's a lot of competition, especially in the data space, from big technology companies, really fighting for the same resources, the same good people who have these skills in data and AI.
So one of the really big problems with AI, which is a perennial problem in data, we're just calling it something different, is really around the ethics. Do we actually have the right to collect and use this data? Are we inadvertently biasing outcomes for certain individuals? And so that's something that we have to think really carefully about, and there are a lot of frameworks and thoughts going into that. One of the other challenges, of course, is that AI isn't about humans and being able to explain stuff to humans. And so it is going to be really hard and a real challenge to think through, do we understand enough to know that we haven't biased our modelling? Do we understand enough to know that we've served all Australians equally? And do we understand enough to be very confident in what we have implemented?
The data future that I see for Australia is really around focusing on the startup and entrepreneurial sector. I think what I've seen across the public sector is a broad range of really exciting challenges that exist, and a lack of international support for overcoming these challenges. What we see is an opening in the landscape for organisations born and bred here in Canberra to tackle these new and emerging challenges.
I love that quote that the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed yet. And I think there are many centres with excellent work across government, and it's just about taking those examples and broadening them out across organisations.
It's vitally important to know what others are doing, because it helps us believe that we're on the right path, and we learn things. I mentioned in my talk how we learned lots from Australia Post, who were really a pioneer in cloud computing. And yes, this has been fantastic. Even though it says AI and data, people talk about a lot more, like human culture and software engineering and automation. At the threshold of 2022, digital transformation is happening.
I have to say it was an absolute joy to be able to meet with people face to face. I think that the Public Sector Network has done a great job throughout COVID of trying to continue to provide engaging events and information to people, but it's just the power of the side conversations that you get at events like this, getting to make contact with people doing similar work to you and learning from their experience. And I think a lot of big projects, things like data sharing agreements between organisations, often start at events like this.